What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebris, and I'm willing to bet we've all thought about it in one way or another. What would it be like for us to have machine companions in Generation Zero? Well, today, I'll be pitching out another one of my spicy ideas on how a machine companion could be added to the game in a worthwhile method. One that isn't too overpowered, but still modular and upgradable. A companion that serves being both practical and interactable. This is how I view the ultimate companion system appearing in Generation Zero. As always, I want my videos to be like a think tank, a spot where the team can come to if they ever want to get a ton of ideas. Not just from me, but from all of you dudes as well. So seriously, any ideas about machine companions, slap them up in the comments down below, and let's really brainstorm what the ultimate companion system could be like. Or, if this just isn't something that you see fitting into Generation Zero, please sound off in the comments down below. Now, before we even start getting to the machines that I think would be best suited as our companions, let's get to how we would acquire these boyos to essentially conscript into the Resistance. Firstly, this would need to be a free update. In my opinion, things that add major features should be left for updates, whereas things that just add spice or flair should be DLC. I don't know if you dudes agree with me on that, but that's just kind of how I stand. So in this Machine Companion update, we'd be given a mission to head to the larger island on the left-hand side of the map. Not the one above Himfell, but instead the hilly, road-strewn island off the coast of the mountain region. We'd head over there with the aid of Veronica, who had been working on the hacking device from Phoenix Rising, finding a fortress Phoenix had been using to launch in the reinforcements that Harvesters and Phoenix bases utilize. And seeing an opportunity then tasks you, the hero of the Resistance, to go and infiltrate this massive Phoenix-controlled island to reach the core of the facility and override the Master Control Unit, allowing the Resistance to finally take advantage of these machines and fight fire with titular fire. We boat across to the shore and start our mission. Stealthy play would be greatly benefited here to take things on in a controlled fashion. Or you could go in guns blazing and have all of Phoenix's forces brought down on you in an epic battle to reach the main facility. Once there, you'd have to either sneak your way in or fight your way to the core, maybe having some sort of a set Reaper fight at the end, and boom, plant the device and hack the entire station. Immediately turning all the machines on the island friendly, but even better than that, you would also now have the ability to call in one of 4 different machines to aid you in combat. Choosing between a tick, a seeker, a runner, and a hunter, you'd be able to have one join you at a time until destruction, and then would be able to call in a fresh machine ally after a short cooldown. The explanation for this being that you need time to code each machine before launching to fight alongside you, but it would also kind of just be a bit of a balancing factor. These machines would offer 2 archetypes for us to spec them out towards, as well as a few weapon options for the applicable machines, namely our hunters and runners. The small linear skill system plus a few interchangeable weapons means we could set up a handful of machine types and builds to be sent out to us in the field, adding a nice small touch of customization. The plot relevance of explaining how the machine reinforcements happen, maybe having the set piece of some giant railgun that launches them to their destination, would be great for adding a bit of an explanation to an in-game thing we see and experience quite frequently nowadays. And the assumption is that Phoenix could maybe have a few of these hidden away to continue launching his own reinforcements after this mission. I think it would be great for flushing out a small but important detail in Generation Zero's world building. The machine companions would be the real prize of the mission though, adding a post-game to this update that would offer a ton of continued enjoyment for players, and the wild mission to obtain these machines would be one that I think would leave a really good impact. So my thoughts for a kind of companion progression system is to have 2 specializations that one of your machines can follow. each offering 3 or 4 skills that you could decide as your machine gains experience from being called in, doing things and stuff. So, starting off with the tick, we'd have the ability to go with a Terror or a Terraformer perk. Terror offering perks related to combat. Maybe something like corrosive damage to rot machine armor as you fight them. And Terraformer offering unique perks for base building, such as reduced costs or auto-healing structures while doing wave defense. This tick would float as kind of like a utility support unit. Not there to make a huge impact on combat, but instead serving to expose machine components for you to then finish off. And the base building benefits would be huge in the long run. With each machine, I think having a small interaction with them, similar to kind of how you could pet the dog in Hunter Call of the Wild works, not so much to build like an actual bond with them or anything, but more for us, the player. So with the tick, it'd be great to see the player get down and like kind of scratch the tick's chin, kind of like a cat or something, you know? The more nervous looking the character is in these interactions, the better, I think, too. Then for the Seeker, our only non-combatant machine. The 2 specializations would be the Sentinel and the Savior perk trees. The Sentinel perk tree would be very interesting, benefiting a lot of support skills like Designated Target and Veteran Guerrilla, marking targets like how you do with the Mark Target perk, but with no binocs needed and completely automated. And the Savior perk tree would be based around buffing the player with health regen that maybe runs on a small cooldown, and restoring stamina when either sprinting or holding your breath. For the Seeker interaction, a small wave to it and then it doing the beep boop would be pretty neat, I think. Then, the Runner, our very own pet doggo. This would be spec'd into 2 different things. Either as a transportable form of storage for you to store all of your loot on the fly in, or as a rapid assault unit rushing out to attack the machines in a head-on blitzkrieg. As a rugged built doggo, you'd have an upgradable storage that would be attached to the Runner. Think kinda like Boston Dynamics' Big Dog from real life. Essentially, a doggo with packages slung over its body instead of a machine gun attachment. This doggo would be non-combat based, but could be upgraded to have great defenses to keep all your precious loot safe. If the doggo dies with your loot in it, then they'll be lootable so you can retrieve whatever you were storing in it. Honestly, this is something that I've wanted from a pet runner since like year 1, so this is maybe a bit of a legacy idea that I've had on the back burner of the wish list here for a little bit. Then, the Ravager, a tough doggo built for charging enemy machines head-on. With upgradable offensive capabilities like a faster rate of attack and a buff to the melee rush attack, the Ravager would be an awesome companion when quickly moving from fight to fight. And lastly, our little point of interaction, petting the dog. Of freaking course we'd need to be able to pet the dog if we ever got our own runner companion. If not, man, it's like it's not even worth adding at that point. And the last machine, the one that was by far the hardest to name, the Hunter. As the main combat unit, this would be the best option to bring into a firefight, offering huge benefits either defensively or offensively with its 2 specializations, the Hoplite and the Harbinger. In the Hoplite perk tree, you'd see an option to retrofit the machine gun with a large metal riot shield that would block all incoming small arms damage. It wouldn't save you or the Hunter from mortars, explosions, or AoE attacks like shockwaves, but if you positioned yourself just right behind the shield, you could have mobile cover on the battlefield. Further perks could reduce the Hunter's movement speed, better helping you to stay behind the shield's cover. And the Harbinger, offering a 3rd attachment of a deadly mounted sniper rifle, you could finally have your own sniper hunter of your dreams to help you take out machines while you do the heavy lifting, barely setting foot on the battlefield itself, massively reducing the risk of having it destroyed. But the question is, how would we interact with the Hunter? And I'm kinda thinking high fives? On the sword hand too? He could sheath the sword like just as you high five. It would be spicy, dude, like a game of five-finger fillet, but like deadlier. With runners and hunters having the choice between shotguns and machine guns, and with this choice of 2 skill systems, we could have at least 3 builds per machine, with hunters being up to like something like 5 builds, which would be great for extended grind, as we'd have to level these guys up by having them alongside us in combat and general activities. These companions would be fully destructible, as I said earlier, making them kind of disposable, but ultimately having more value that way. Say you have a hunter you raised up as a hoplite, then he gets accidentally nuked. It'd actually be kind of gutting to lose something in this game permanently like that, which I guess maybe call me twisted, but I think would actually be a good thing in Generation Zero. Now, we already have a great game to look at for how the AI could work with Generation Zero's sister game, Hunter Call of the Wild. In Call of the Wild, there is a pet hunting dog you can pick up for pretty cheap that works similar to this whole idea of mine. Your doggo has a skill tree of 2 specializations that you can upgrade by having your dog help out with hunting activities. But the real highlight of the hunting dog is how the friendly AI works. It's really smart. As you travel, the dog will orbit in a close proximity that isn't too close to make you feel overcrowded, and isn't too far to make you feel like you're left waiting for them to catch up every single step of the way. The AI in Generation Zero, or at least the friendly AI in Generation Zero, could have the same kind of feeling to it. Not too far, but not too close to make interaction possible, but not feel overcrowded, especially by a larger machine like a hunter. But then, the medium range proximity means that the moment that you're in combat, so will the machine that you've got supporting you. The modularity of these customizable machines, the lore explanations, the fun mission to get it all happening in the first place, I think this is how machine companions could be done right in Generation Zero. Not just your typical companion that's like a blank slate following you around, but something that you put time into, grind into, and really develop a bond towards. Give us the ability to name our machine designations too for an extra bit of personality, maybe later on down the road with some customizable skins, and it would be a system to not only benefit us in the short term, but something that would continuously offer us a benefit and enjoyment here in Generation Zero. Having our own options that expand on the game is only a benefit. So, let me know, what do you think of this one? All my ideas are obviously stuff that I'd love to see in the game, but this one's something that has been resonated by the community since launch, and one that I think would benefit Generation Zero threefold if done right. So, thank you very much for watching, thank you for sounding off in the comments down below if you did, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace out.